understanding God loves you. He has called you with purpose and on purpose. There's truly nothing too hard for our God to do. Hello, and welcome to the Miracle Connection. I'm your host, Miracle Pettinger. On today's episode, we're going to be talking with veterans and sharing our appreciation for them, learning more about them, understanding their role in our community, and how we can be better support them and encourage them as active military as well as veterans. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. And we are live here at the Fleet Reserve Association, Branch 99 here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And I have a wonderful guest with me, one of my dear friends, Miss Dorothy Smiley. Yay! All right, and we're just going to Fleet Reserve Association is about promoting and supporting, making sure that we are aware not only the loyalty, the service, and the protection that our United States branches offer and that they promote. These are key core values that help inspire us, that make us know our purpose in life, and also to help us become contributing members and productive members of society. And of course, we want to live that rich and abundant life, and we can't do any of that without loyalty, service, and knowing the protection that we have.
Exactly.
Yes.
And because so many of our veterans, the veterans mean seniors.
Yes.
And we have to be advocates for them.
Yes.
Because if we don't speak up for them, who will?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then if we cast them to the side, then we have no foundation. So we need to remember that.
Yes. And that's one of the reasons why we're here today, because we want to understand what our foundation is, who is a part of that foundation, so we can better support them as well. That's why, as we spoke earlier with the president of this particular branch, he was mentioning how they go to Capitol Hill and they advocate for the veterans with the benefits, as well as the important issues that pertain to them even right now. The National Vice President, Ms. Jackie Skaar Rowe, and she's going to share with us one of her projects for this year.
My project this year is who we are, what we do, and the object of this is to let everyone know the awesome work that the auxiliary members do in the community. We do school supplies, we do school supplies, we do the flag retirement ceremonies for patriotic work, and then we will have the pilgrimage to the Mass of the Main and to Arlington National Cemetery, where we place a wreath to honor our war past. So these are just a few of the many things that are ongoing in our community with our auxiliary.
Awesome. So these kinds of things promote integrity, character.
Exactly.
Awesome. Because these are most definitely skills and traits that, as a growing community, that we all need to be supportive and to be productive citizens of this great nation.
Exactly correct.
Awesome.
The National President of the Ladies Auxiliary of the Fleet Reserve Association National President Project this year is Operation Homefront. They have an annual fundraiser every year for a major concern.
Awesome. And so, wonderful. So we see here that you involve the youth. You involve the community and also educating our youth about the significance and the importance about our historical landmarks and the value of service.
Yeah.
And what other values do you relay to the youth in teaching them about this?
Well, we explain to them our patriotic. We've had a flag ceremony with the Scouts.
Yes.
Where we show them how to fold the flag, how we honor the flag, and just bring them in on the proper things with the handle of the flag.
Awesome. And so these here, I see pictures here about the Easter party and Easter brunch. And so it seems like you all had an awesome time at this.
Oh, indeed. The children enjoy many festivities that the auxiliary sponsors, whether it be Christmas, Easter, or just a party for the children as the entertainment. We have collected articles for the Veterans Kitchen, where they collect appliances to support the veterans that go into homes, and we do the books for the Chesapeake kids. Books go to the disadvantaged youth.
Yes, wonderful. And so serving the Department of the Navy, as well as the United States Marine Corps and the Coast Guard. And also you said any branch that has to do with the water, correct?
They're all sea services.
All sea services.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I'm honored. My brother, not only is he part of the United States Air Force, but he's also a Marine too.
Wow.
Like my family went from Army to Marines to the Air Force, all the way through that.
We would welcome him to our organization.
All right, yay! And I'll most definitely let his wife know too, so she can be part of our organization as well. And so I have a great appreciation for an organization that supports military families. Growing up and being born in Italy, raised in Belgium and Germany, going back and forth, I understand the value of community as well as supporting our country, and also just the camaraderie and the security that can provide. Just having a group of people to support you, to educate you, and also to protect you and help you understand the value of integrity.
We become one big family.
Indeed, one big family. And so we greatly appreciate that. And thank you so much for joining us and sharing with us more about what the auxiliary does, the ladies auxiliary of the FRA as well as the auxiliary of the FRA do. And we greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome back. I am here with two special gentlemen. We have Mr. Michael Quinn. Hello, Mr. Quinn. And we also have Mr. Paul Thompson. And these are two awesome veterans of the United States Navy. And we're just going to just talk with them, and they're going to share some of their experiences with us today. So, Mr. Michael Quinn, you are a veteran of the U.S. Navy for 33 years, is that correct? And what did you do in the Navy?
I was an electronics technician.
Awesome. And how did you implement your skills with electronics?
Well, the Navy trained me. I went to school to learn, and then actually I got my degree while I was on it.
All right, awesome.
Navy paid for that too.
Excellent. And so, in working with electronics, did you work? I'm assuming you worked on ships.
Both ships and the shore station.
Okay, awesome. And because I personally have a degree in information systems management, so I'm kind of interested in the technical side. And so between the wires and different things, what kind of opportunities did the Navy give you with your electronics?
I think that I was in the beginning of the computer system.
Okay.
So I was trained on Generation 1 computers.
Excellent.
And bigger than this. Bigger than this.
Yes, yes.
And, but I'm still working as a computer system. But I do a lot of work with Defense Department, Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard. The Navy has an excellent training program.
Wonderful, wonderful. It sounds like you're working on the big MVS machine. And so, I know a little something about that. And so that's absolutely wonderful. So how, being in the Navy and working in the service for 33 years, how did that impact your family?
Actually, not as much as, because most of my time was not on board ships. So I didn't deploy a lot. So I got to come home. My kids didn't see the deployments. A lot of families, they deploy them a lot, and that's hard on family. It didn't affect me.
Okay. So your family was able to stay together. You were able to continue with traditions and different things like that. And looking back, can you see how the Navy was a benefit to your family?
Oh, I think that we've traveled all over the world.
Wonderful.
And places like Hawaii and Bermuda, the Bahamas, places that most people would never get to go to. And my wife, my kids got sealed. It's like,
Now, as a veteran, how has life changed? What is some of the things that you go through or see the biggest changes?
I think it really hasn't changed a lot for me. I'm still doing the same kind of work.
Mm-hmm.
My kids are all gone. And my wife volunteers me a lot.
Okay.
I do a lot of volunteer work.
Mm-hmm.
I think for most military veterans or retirees,
Mm-hmm.
probably the biggest concern would be job. I mean, in this area, there's a lot of defense work.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't want to do that, or you don't have the skills necessary for that, I don't see a lot of companies that are accommodating. Because it hadn't affected me at all.
Right, that's good. So, also we've had the opportunity, and as we're still here at the Fleet Reserve Association, how has the Fleet Reserve played a part in your life as a veteran?
Well, quite a bit. I'm a newsletter editor and keeping everybody informed of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a secretary for the corporation.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife's a member of the auxiliary.
Mm-hmm.
But it's we have a problem with the retention of members, and we're aging rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily you, but it's
Oh, okay. And so the Fleet Reserve we've learned Fleet Reserve has a lot to offer. The Fleet Reserve Association, has a lot to offer in making sure that veterans get their benefits, making sure they stay in touch with one another, and also building the camaraderie within the community and the awareness as well. And we see how that's helped keeping you young as you're pinpointing and communicating with everyone and everything like that. Are you enjoying your experience with the FRA?
I do. I don't have time to do a lot of things I'd like to do, but my time is limited.
Okay. Well, we appreciate the time and the service that you give, because I understand the importance and the value of, especially working with the electronic systems within our nation. It plays a very big part, and so no matter how small it may seem, it does play a big part. And we thank you for that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Next we have Mr. Paul Thompson. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. And you were with the United States Navy for 30 years, is that correct?
Yes.
And how did you serve in the United States Navy?
I was an aviation electrician.
Awesome.
And I was aboard ship
Mm-hmm.
with my fleet, and I was a hard worker.
Yes.
And always on the job at times, so they made me the flight deck safety chief. So every time a plane took off or landed, I had to be up there to keep the people safe.
There you go.
And I've been around the world 3 times.
Wonderful.
And I wore out, spent so much time on the flight deck, I wore out both my knees, so I got titanium knees.
Okay.
But I could still walk and run.
Okay, so you're a little Iron Man, huh? A little Iron Man.
I'm only 82, see.
Awesome. So in your time with the Navy, as you mentioned, you worked in aviation, you worked on the ships, you kept people safe. And doing all of that, how did your family respond to you being in the Navy? Was it a positive impact and influence experience for them?
Yes, it was. My father was in the Army, and I was on the, what do you call it, the list where, they sent me a notice, says, okay, you got to come in the Navy. And I talked to my dad, he says, no, don't go in the Army, go in the Navy. So I went in the Navy. So,
Yes.
And,
Awesome. So your father was very supportive.
yes, he was.
Awesome. Do you have any other family members locally that are here with you? Okay.
No.
All right. And so now that you are retired, what has been the greatest challenge from being in service to now being retired?
Biggest challenge is trying to help. Like you see, I got a 2-story house.
Mm-hmm.
My wife has passed away.
Okay.
I got a daughter and her husband living there.
Mm-hmm.
A granddaughter and her husband living at the same house.
Okay.
And my grandson, my son and my grandson, they work up and down the East Coast, so when they're there, they stay at my house.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to help them.
Mm-hmm.
I go to church.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was an instructor. The last 6 years I was in the Navy. I was an instructor teaching electricians how to repair the electrical systems.
Wonderful.
Then the last 3 years I went to Southern Illinois University.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to the companies that built the aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned how to fix them. And then I wrote the lesson guides so the instructors could teach electricians how to fix airplanes.
Awesome. So you wrote the training manuals.
Yes.
Wonderful. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
And I have a house full of people all the time. And I go to church. I
Yes.
teach adult Sunday school class.
Wonderful.
And in the last 30 years, I've taught vacation Bible school, a lot of kids.
Yay.
And one of the strangest events I had at my age, I was teaching adult Sunday school class, and a young man come in, he was about 7 foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Hi, Mr. Thompson." And I looked at him and I says, "Well, how do you know me?" You know, and he said, "Well, when I was this small, you taught vacation Bible school."
Oh, man.
That was breathless, you know.
Oh, yes.
This guy, I taught him. And so today I'm still helping adult Sunday school class at the church I go to. Me and another man, he does it one weekend, I do it the other weekend.
That's good. That's good.
And got all kinds of food in my house. I try to feed the homeless
That's very nice.
and do what I can to help other people. Right now, I'm in the help mood.
Help
I
mode,
enjoy
yes.
helping other people
Mhm.
if I can.
Right. So it sounds like it hasn't been so much of a challenge as it is just changes between serving the United States through the military service. Now you're serving your community. You're serving people at church. You're serving your family. You kind of got a boarding house going on there, as well as serving the youth in the community and also those in the marketplace with the training manuals and the different things that you're writing.
Yes.
Awesome. So it sounds like you are most definitely enjoying your veteran life
Yes.
and being active in the community.
Yes.
But I pray that also that we as a community are also serving you as well. And so we want to make sure that we continue to show our love and our support to you for the services that you have rendered, because we understand that without your part in it, we would not be here. And so we're truly thankful for that. Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Paul Thompson. Awesome. Welcome back. Yay! We are back at the Fleet Reserve Association, Branch 99 here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And we are so excited. We've already spoken with the Fleet Reserve Association and the gentlemen that are participating in this organization. And now we're going to speak with the Ladies Auxiliary of the Fleet Reserve Association. And now, just because they are ladies doesn't mean they do not accept men, but they do accept men into their association. So they do business as the Auxiliary of the Fleet Reserve Association. Yay! So the LAFRA for short. What is the LAFRA? What is the Auxiliary of the Fleet Reserve? And so first let's ask our National Vice President, Miss Jackie Scarborough.
Well, the auxiliary was formed in 1930. It was chartered and sponsored by the Reserve Association. And we
work for the benefit of the Fleet Reserve Association, its members and their families.
Awesome.
We do the community service work, where we work for the youth activities, welfare projects, and American Indian patriotic items. And that's what we do in our community. We're very active in the community. We have 81 units in the United States, and a member at large organization, and that's the auxiliary of the Fleet Reserve, or the auxiliary of the Fleet Reserve.
So as the auxiliary, she mentioned there are some community events that you put on and serve with the community. What kind of community events do you offer? And this question goes to the regional president, East Coast Region, Ms. Christine Dixon.
The Elliott RA is not just stateside, it's also in the Philippines. So just to put that on the table, but we do everything social, everything to benefit our Fleet Reserve members and their families and the local community. That social event could be anything from, we have our patriotic obligations of Memorial Day, the Veterans Day, the Flag Day, Voting Day. We sponsor all sorts of events. We help the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts. We have hold fundraisers for specific things to help our neighbors that have gone through catastrophes, like in New Orleans, or we do that because we take care of each other, and it's that military unit that when we move around from place to place, our family gets larger, and because of that, being part of this association, I see that all the time. Those that are in, from the senior citizens to the youth, we have activities for everyone.
Awesome. So you help keep the family units involved and together and supported and encouraged. That's wonderful. And to the LAFRA unit president, Unit 99 president, Ms. Joyce RA. In this region, especially Virginia Beach, how can one become a member of the LAFRA?
Well, first of all, your spouse has to be a member of the FRA first.
Yes.
So we recruit for the men,
Oh,
so we can recruit their women.
yes.
That's how we get our women to recruit the men. They have to come to the FRA before they can belong to the LAFRA. Hudson does. But right now, our sponsor, or our specialty right now, is helping the vets. We have done many things for our veterans. Last year, we served Thanksgiving dinner
Yes.
to 60 from vets.
Wonderful.
We gave them all blankets, especially the ones with wheelchairs. And we have done wonders. We go to the hospital, we help at the hospital. So it's all part of our thing to help the vets. Our main thing is that's. And we are getting ready to do Thanksgiving again this year. We have been raising money to try to help feed them again Thanksgiving. So that's our main project right now.
Awesome, wonderful. And so as spouses of veterans, how do you best support each other? And how do you encourage each other as spouses of veterans?
Well, I'm actually not
You're
an Air Force veteran, but thanks to my father, who is also Navy, I'm also eligible member for the auxiliary, and I love it. This is how I grew up, being around the military family my whole life. And I think this is just, I breathe this every day.
Yes.
This is not something that, and we all do. We have that patriotic feel, and I love it when we have to stand up and salute and say our pledge of allegiance. I love to encourage the youth to do that, and I see it all the time. So given the opportunity that we have as an organization, I just want to highlight that this is one family that sticks together.
Yes. Awesome. So just the family and the camaraderie of it all, just to supporting, to encourage each other. Have you been through similar experiences? And knowing, because I myself as a daughter of, my parents, they were actually in the Army, but my brother, he is actually a captain in the Air Force. And so he served in the water. So just being able to support their family as well, I'm thankful for the opportunity so we can continue to support each other in that military lifestyle. And so I've learned so much from each and every one of you about the services that the auxiliary does to support the veterans themselves, and also the benefits that are available to the veterans to help combat some of the issues that we see not only locally, but I'm sure nationally. How some of our veterans are not gaining access to some of their benefits, and they may not know exactly how to reach out to get those benefits. So I want to again say thank you so much for allowing me to come and share this information with the viewers so they know they can go. And you said the website again, sir, was?
Well, our website is FRA99.org, but the national website is FRA.org.
FRA.org.
Yes.
And so I'm sure regionally there are different programs and services that will help veterans get in touch, whether it's through housing that they may need or accessing benefits and even medical care.
And also with the lady auxiliary, they have their own website, which is
The ladies.
Ladies Auxiliary, Legal Service Association.
All right.
And I have an important number. It's the VA crisis number.
Yes.
If there's 22 veterans a day that are killing themselves,
Yes.
and there's a number of active duty that are killing themselves. 3 that was done on a carrier, and the SOQ at Little Creek, and there was 1 or 2 that killed themselves over there. There's no rhyme or reason. They can't figure out one particular thing that is happening. But I have a number. The Veterans Crisis Line is 1-800-272-8255. Press 1. Or you could text 838255. And you could talk to somebody. If you know anybody that's an extremist, go to the emergency room.
So between apps, the website, the hotline numbers, there are many resources that are available to assist our veterans.
yes.
And also we can, as a community, continue to show support for our veterans by assisting them and supporting them accordingly. Awesome. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you